Hello, hello, my beautiful friends. Welcome back to my channel. It's probably Sharon. We're making some cute little identification cards for your junk journal today. They're very quick and a lot of fun. So I know you've probably seen these before, but join me as we make a few more. Okay, so I'm starting off with a piece of cardstock that I have cut down to 4 inches wide, 2 3/4 inches tall. Let me get some more light on this subject. Okay, so I mean, I've been doing this with ivory cardstock as well, but I thought we'd try white to see how it goes. So I'm thinking on this one, I'm going to do kind of a greenish, brownish background. So I'm using Rustic Wilderness Oxide and just going to start putting that down on this card. And it doesn't have to be, completely perfect and solid because I want it to look kind of, worn, distressed. So not necessary to make it perfectly, perfectly even. Just kind of, I mean, it's funner to do it this way. Perfectly even would be kind of difficult. Okay, and for now, I'm not going to worry about the back because I don't know in the future if I'm just going to glue this down to a page or if I'm going to be putting it in a pocket to be written on the back. So right now, I'm just going to worry about doing the front. Okay, and then I'm going to get some Vintage Photo Oxide. And I'm going to add some of that as well. Oh, it really looks cool, actually. I love it. It almost looks like I started out with an ivory paper instead of white, doesn't it? Okay. So, obviously, on most identification cards, you see like lines, lines where you can type different things. And so, what I've got, I'm just going to show you kind of the stamp sets I'm using as we go because there's some I might not be using on this one. We'll see. Okay, so it's just a little set that has different, note card lines. And I'm using this one. It has a little jiggity jag, like a ripped paper look at the bottom, but I'm going to try to miss that when I ink it and just use the lines. So I'm going to use black archival ink, if I can find it, right here. I'm just going to try to miss that part with the jiggity jag at the bottom. And stamp it down. I guess I should have shown you beforehand. And see, I purposely had that, the line that was over here off. I purposely did that because I didn't want a line right there, but, it's up to you. It would probably look just fine with it. I've already cut down some photos, and they are about 1.5 by 1 3/4 inches. And I'm just giving you the dimensions because I gave you the dimensions of the card in the first place. So if you kind of want the same, the same sizing, there you have it. All right. So when I place this down, it's going to be covering up that one line, as you can see. So that's our lady. Okay, so now I'm going to get a stamp that says identification. And I'll take some of these off. And don't laugh because this doesn't fit the other way. So I'm just going to put it like this and stamp it. So I'm using the black archival ink again. And I'm going to try to kind of center that at the top of the identification card. Stamp it down. All right, now let's work on our photo for a minute. Now this is going to be a really quick project. You can knock out a bunch of these, in an hour or two. They're just nice to have in stock, in your craft supplies. So I'm just obviously taking the edge of the scissors. And I do have one of these Tim Holtz tools that does this, but I don't know where it is. I've lost it for the time being. So I'm just using the edge of my scissors. And I mean, this is a step that is not necessary, but it's a way to kind of distress the edges if you want. And then I think I'm going to even put a little fold down here. Kind of distress that a little bit. And then I'm going to ink, and I'm going to use Scorched Timber. I'm just going to kind of do this on that little fold so it kind of stands out more. And then go around the edges. Kind of hide that white that I just scraped with the scissors. But what's cool is there's like a texture to it. And when you look close at it, you can see that texture. I hope the camera's picking that up. It's just a way to add a little more texture, a little more worn look, I guess. Okay, now I'm going to put her on, and I'm going to use Fabri-Tac. Right, I'm just going to put her down, and I'm trying to make sure I cover up that line. That's just my personal preference for this particular card. You know, on other cards I make, I might not want to cover it up. So it's just whatever you're feeling. Just do whatever you want. Okay, so that's down. Now we're going to put some numbers, some different things in these lines to make it look like a real identification card. So what do I have on my stamp block already? I have something that says like department. Let's see. Let's do the factory. Oh, I didn't leave enough space right there to do it. All right, we'll have to do a different one. I wanted to do the one that says factory number, blah, 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 but I didn't leave enough room at the top. All right, so I'm going to take off that one. I'm going to add one that says workroom something, workroom 220. Okay, that came from this stamp set, and I will try to put the link for these stamp sets below. I mean, I know there's so many that have similar words and stuff, so I mean, all right, so I'm again using the black archival ink. It doesn't have to be perfect, you know the drill. All right, and then let's see, let's do a number. I'm going to put a number down here, and I think I'm going to use a different color. Let's do sepia archival ink, just so it's not all just black. Put that number down there. I mean, just trying to make it look, kind of authentic. And then I have one of these date stamps. I mean, it goes up to, I think it goes from 1998 to 2009. But I'm just going to do the date part, not the year. And I think I'll use red for that one, just to maybe make it look like somebody accidentally stamped a date stamp on it. You know what I mean? Maybe I'll do another one down there. And today is actually September 8th. Sometimes when I'm making things, I will put whatever date it is that I made that thing, just for the heck of it. There's no real reason behind it. Okay, so let's find something else here. Okay, I have this. It's just script. I think I'm going to put some of this over here too, and I'm going to use black again. And I'm just going to randomly, so it looks like somebody wrote something. And then one of my stamp sets actually has signatures, which is kind of cool. I mean, of course, you can write a signature in there. But This kind of, if I can grab it. This one. And yeah, I'll try to find the link for these. But there's a Mary. Let's try Mary. And what color should we do it? Let's do, I try not to stamp with oxides, but I'm going to do it this time anyway. I'm just going to try to put it here. It's hard to see when you have these cloudy blocks. It looks pretty good though. All right, now we need some kind of other stuff like circles or, you know, like, well, there's some stars. That might be fun. I don't know where I'd put it though. Okay, here's this like seal, round seal type stamp. Let's do that one in red. Kind of over the photo and here too, to kind of look like it's an approval stamp of some sort. And we'll put a little bit over here too. I mean, you can keep going with it, but I think this one looks good as far as what we have stamped so far. So now I'm going to take the darker brown distress ink and I'm going to go around the edges just to add a little more grunge, a little more distress, aging. Like that. Maybe put a little smudge here. Right here. I think it looks awesome. Let me show you some of the other ones that I did just for the heck of it. I mean, they all kind of look similar, obviously, but we have Penelope Winston and Sylvia White. So this one I did more like a bluish. This one was also kind of a green. But yeah, there's the three of them. Woo, just knocking stuff off the table. Here we go. So, yep, easy project. Really adds some interest and character to your journal. I hope you enjoyed. Please leave me comments. I love the comments. I will see you when I create my next video. Bye-bye, guys.